Spider-Man No Way Home, Phase 4's biggest film thus far, is finally here, bringing the multiverse to the MCU in the most tangible way yet. But already, talk is turning to the future and the possibility of Spider-Man 4. Welcome to our channel, General Trending, and in this video, we'll see everything you need to know about the Spider-Man No Way Home. While there has been speculation that No Way Home represents an end for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the film's ending does hint at future storylines for Marvel's web-slinger. And the reality of a brand as large as Spider-Man is that multiple parties will be pulling for what happens next. The stunning Rotten Tomatoes rating for No Way Home is a huge validation of the creative effort behind the third MCU Spider-Man film, but early fan reaction also confirms how well Sony and Marvel managed to match the hype to the result. No Way Home is far from perfect, but it is an incredible spectacle, brimming with entertainment and providing the kind of joyous fan service that only top-tier comic book movies can usually provide. It's a film that's incredibly easy to get excited about. In the post-Avengers Endgame world, expectations for Marvel films have skyrocketed, and No Way Home's massive scope reflects the need to outdo the MCU's Infinity Saga. It's incredible that it's been so successful, but now the focus is on what Sony and Marvel can do with this character next. Here's what we know so far about Spider-Man 4, as well as how No Way Home may set up Tom Holland's future as Spider-Man. Could Maguire and Garfield's multiverse Spideys return in Spider-Man 4? At this point, it appears unlikely that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will reprise their roles in another Spider-Man alongside Tom Holland, but the success of their roles in No Way Home should spark interest in reviving both of their respective series. Neither seems particularly likely unless either feels the need to address any unfinished business, and one of them reprising their roles as Peter Parker in a Miles Morales origin film would be ideal, but money talks in Hollywood, and it positively shouts in the comic book movie-making part of Hollywood in particular. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse demonstrated the appetite for multiple Spider-Men in a single property, and No Way Home will expand on that, but not in Spider-Man 4. Tom Holland's Peter Parker simply has too much on his plate to return to the same story. It would make more sense for them to be drawn into a Secret Wars multiversal crossover, but that's probably wishful thinking on their part. Spider-Man's new suit is introduced at the end of No Way Home. In the final scene of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker is shown making his new costume, finally putting Iron Man's shadow behind him by putting aside his technology. While this may not appear to be a positive, Spider-Man has struggled in the MCU to find his own identity, and adopting a new traditional look for his next Spider-Man costume suggests that Holland's Peter Parker is finding himself. More importantly, adopting the simple red and blue aesthetic feels like a deliberate choice to pay homage to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and what they taught him about ignoring the call of vengeance and hatred. The homemade suit is a great move, but whether it frees Sony from some of the MCU's ties, as well as Doctor Strange's spell, should probably be considered as well. Is the MCU Spider-Man 4 confirmed? Sony's Amy Pascal, who enthusiastically spoke up plans for more Spider-Man content in an interview with Fandango the Movie, came the closest Sony or Marvel have gotten to a confirmation that Tom Holland will return as Spider-Man in the MCU. This is not the final Spider-Man film that we will make with Marvel. We're working on the next Spider-Man film with Tom Holland and Marvel. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and we'll move on to the next 3. This is not the final installment of our MCU film series. Pascal has since retracted her comments, claiming that if it were up to her, Sony and Marvel Studios' collaboration would continue. Aside from that, Spider-Man 4 remains unconfirmed, despite the fact that Marvel and Sony are both likely to want to collaborate to bring more Spider-Man MCU content beyond the current plans. The merchandising sales Disney can expect from the character will account for some of that enthusiasm, and Spidey is still arguably the most marketable character in the MCU. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Have you watched No Way Home yet? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.